This video is sponsored by Albion Online. Man, it has been 2 years since I've covered Albion. That's pretty crazy and deeply horrifying when I realize just how long I've been doing this. But as the game finally heads toward release, they introduced their latest update, Galahad. So Albion asked me to take a look at the game again and talk about some of the recent changes. Now, it's been a long time since I've set foot in Albion, so I figured my best course of action would be to do a quick overview of the game and my experiences before I go into the changes. That makes this part 1 of my 2-part series on Albion Online. If you haven't figured it out already, Albion Online is an isometric sandbox MMORPG, which definitely has the MM part. And this is just people who have Legendary Founders Packs. Speaking of which, I was given a Legendary Founders Pack for my journey through Albion, however I chose not to use any of the benefits that came with it, so I could have a look at the true new player experience, at least for a while. Shut up, mounts are useful. Starting off, you'll create a character, choosing from a few different hairstyles, facial features, skin color, underwear, and underwear color. Red is sadly not an option, so you won't get to privately show off your saucy side. But that's probably for the best. You'll then find yourself metaphorically, and somewhat literally, naked. It's going to be up to you to gather supplies and outfit yourself with tools, armor, and weapons. In Albion, all equipment is player crafted, creating an actual player-driven economy. You'll be chopping up trees, mining stone, harvesting cotton, and slaughtering adorable little animals so that you can move up to the next tier of equipment. You're a monster, so first you're going to want some tools, like a pickaxe, an axe, a skinning knife, a sickle, and a hammer. These will be needed to gather materials for armor and weapons, and higher level tools. Equipment is actually fairly important in the world of Albion, as it will help determine what abilities your character can use. If you want to be a healer, grab a holy staff. Want to be a tank? Grab a sword and shield. All of your action abilities are tied to your equipment. That's not to say that equipment is everything. You won't be able to be twinked out in high-level equipment right off the bat. As you complete just about any action in the game, you'll gain fame, which is used to help unlock nodes on your destiny board. The destiny board shows you what you are and what you can be. It's kind of like when your parents told you could be whatever you want to be. Except they were lying. You'll need to unlock nodes on the Destiny board so that you can use higher tiers of equipment. Use a staff to kill enemies to help you unlock higher tiers of staves, kill enemies while wearing cloth armor to unlock higher tiers of cloth armor, chop wood to unlock the ability to harvest higher tiers of wood, and so on. And you're going to want all of that high tier equipment, because the world of Albion Online has open PvP. There are safe zones in the game, but the further you go out, the less safe you are. Yet the further you go out, the greater the rewards. You'll find that certain maps have different kinds of PvP, such as certain zones being labeled yellow, red, or black PvP areas. These each have their own set of rules, but what you should know is that if you die, you'll drop everything in your inventory. This is important because in Albion Online, you're going to be hoofing it everywhere, and that can take a lot of time, because there's also no autopathing here. Love it or hate it. So you better get yourself a mount to help carry all those precious materials. You might also want to consider getting into a guild to help protect your squishy little body. Guilds are a major part of Albion Online. Not only is there safety in numbers, but find the right guild and they should help you with resources to help better equip yourself. Guilds also have the ability to claim areas of certain maps and build a small little city to house you and your guildmates. In these cities, you can put up shops, crafting stations, and farms to keep all of your workers fed. Guilds declaring war on each other is also a thing. I didn't get to take part in it, but it is a thing if you're into that sort of thing. Luckily, if you're not super into PvP, Albion does have a plethora of PvE options. Along with enemy NPCs you'll find throughout the world, there's also dungeons which may provide some good loot, some of which is required for crafting higher tier armor sets. So taking part in PvE is pretty vital if you want the best gear. There's also some new PvE options, but we'll cover those in the next video. Of course, you could just not do any of that and be a gatherer for your guild, or even a farmer. That's always pretty welcomed, it seems. Or you could just decorate your house. Albion does allow for player housing in the game. I just gotta figure out where I can place it. You can also open up a shop in a major city and make some money that way, or just use it yourself. The last thing I really want to talk about is that Albion Online is a truly cross-platform MMO, running on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and eventually iOS. Combine this with the fact that everyone is on one server, and that is likely a welcomed addition for hardcore gamers on the go. And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our little journey. In part 2, I plan to talk about the recent patch, Galahad, and the recent changes it's brought to Albion Online. But if you're interested in the game from what I've talked about here, I suggest you click on the link in the description below to read some more. I'm also going to be giving away a few Albion Founders Packs, so read the description down below to find out how to enter. As for now, I will see you in the next video. when I eventually get to my destination. It's gonna be a while.